Alright, what's going on, you guys? So this is going to be kind of a short video, and typically I like to have these channel updates, these plans going forward type of videos done by late November, early December, but I don't know, last year was kind of a crazy time for me doing videos, but I guess we'll do it now. It's not like this is a really important type of thing to have, but it's just something I've always done, and for me it's like extra motivation to kind of stay on top of things and try to constantly make this channel better. So I mean, it's like if I have an idea and I go on video saying I'm going to do said idea, it's kind of just extra motivation for me to keep going and make sure I'm staying on top of it. Because I mean, life is hard. I got a full-time job. I'm raising a family, and you don't always have time for stuff like this. But it's just it helps me not be lazy. And I'm really into being lazy and just laying around. So anyway, I just thought I'd talk about some of the ideas I had going forward. It used to be what it would, I would do a list of, like 40 different fucking ideas that I had to try to get it all crammed into 1 year. And it's just comes to a point where it's like, dude, that's just so unreasonable. You're never going to get all that done. And then, I look like a jackass in hindsight because I said I was going to do these things and I didn't get them done. I mean, most of them I think I've gotten accomplished, but, anyway, rambling aside, I kind of gave myself some leeway just to say, okay, here's my goals between now and the end of 2021. That's kind of where I want to have all these done. And I could have them all done by the end of this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. But, this will just kind of help me to, I've got some goals and they're set, but, I just like to have them accomplished now, but if I don't, it's not so bad. But I've only got like 4. I think I just wrote down some stuff. It's only like 4 ideas, so, should be easy to accomplish. So, listening to Primigenium-Art of War. I think this is their debut from '97, I want to say. Really good Spanish black metal, and there's definitely a review coming up for this, so that's either going to be next video or the one after, something like that, so we'll see. So, number one thing I'd like to have done is, it's priority number one, actually, is I've got to get the stereo upgraded. It's been a solid machine for me for the last 4, 5, 6 years, but it's time to do it. It comes to time where it's got to be done. The turntable especially it's very, very fragile. I mean, turntables are to begin with, but this one especially. So every time I put a record on, I'm just terrified I'm going to break it. And the stylus arm is horrendous, man. It's just a really, really cheap, flimsy piece of plastic, and if it breaks on me, I'm fucked, pretty much. So, I do have the turntable that Pat, Ground Zero Salem, gave me, but I don't have a receiver yet to be able to use that, so that's been kind of why it's just been sitting here thus far. So, of course, I got to go out and get a receiver. Definitely going to upgrade these speakers just because the louder you crank them up, they just have no power to them, and they just start to distort really bad. So, actually, kind of what I want to do, or at least it's kind of the idea right now, is kind of mount them in either corner here. So, I don't know how that would affect, when we're listening to stuff on videos. It would definitely be better just when I'm in here by myself listening to stuff, and it would save me some space here. This room is very, very tiny, probably like a 10 by 12 at most. I don't even think it's that. It's like 9 by 10 maybe. I mean, it's a tiny, tiny room, so that might just help with the space. And also going to get the standard tape deck and CD player, so that is pretty much my number one priority. And actually, I kind of had this based around how much money I get back on my tax return. I know that's kind of a poor person thing to say, but it's just, I'm a poor dude, and that's just kind of how it's going to have to be. So that's where we are on that, and definitely the number one thing I want to get accomplished this year, bar none. I mean, that's just got to happen. I think the second one is, I've been using my phone for so long, and I'm getting all these other ideas I want to do outside of reviews, and it's just, you might as well go ahead and get a camera, an actual camera instead of recording everything off the phone. The phone's fine, but, it could just look better. And again, if I'm going to go start doing all these, wild ideas that I have, it'd probably just be best to go ahead and get it like an actual, I mean, I'm not looking for anything like stupid expensive, but just something to kind of make the quality a little better for you. And just so I'm not cringing every time I'm looking at it, when I'm doing all my description and everything and adding all that stuff in. So I've actually got a few, I don't know if you call them vlog ideas, that's what I consider them. And some of these are, if I can speak today, I can't get through a video without doing this. It's ideas I've had since around the time the channel started, and some of them even before. And it's just like, I've been, extra motivated to. I've had all these ideas, and I just don't want them to kind of slip away from me before I have a chance to record them and see what they actually look like. And they're more, I don't want to call them like movie based, but it just reminds me of stuff. Me and my friends would always make a little comedy and home movies and stuff like that when we were teenagers and stuff. So it's kind of, I'm not saying I want to get into doing that type of thing, but I definitely have ideas that I'm just going to need to be able to edit videos. And not to say I'm going to chop everything up, but it's something I'm going to be able to. I'm going to need to be able to piece, scenes together. So that's kind of why I'm going after that, and for better quality and all that kind of thing. And that's not to say that reviews are going away or even going to be like pushed back. I mean, this is always going to be the priority of this channel. But I don't want to be limited in just doing this, because I've always had these ideas, and it's just, I think they would tie in well. And it's not like they're not music related anyway, so just a different way of doing videos for me, and it would just help me to keep from being so fucking burnt out. Like you've seen where I have just gaps where I'm not doing any videos, and that's really the prime reason, is just because I get so bored, not in the talking about the music, but just doing just a simple recording. It gets old after a while. I get bored really easily, and that's really the main thing. So, but falling into that camera, I'm gonna need to get some kind of software, and it's not like I'm gonna need anything crazy, because I'm not doing like movie caliber videos or anything. But and I'm probably gonna need a new laptop. The one I have it's halfway fucked. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm not a computer guy. I don't know how to. I can barely operate one, but I mean, it's like, to use the internet on it, it won't access Wi-Fi. So to use the internet, I have to plug it directly into the modem, which, fuck that shit. So unless I get that one fixed, I'm going to have to get another one, and it may be just what I need to do. So that's kind of all where that falls in, and I'm just kind of sitting here hoping my tax return can handle all that. And the last thing I really want to do is get a new tape shelf. I was actually talking to my father-in-law about, seeing if we could cut some stuff, because he's got all the machinery and stuff to do. I don't have all that stuff, and I'm not really a handy guy. I mean, I could figure it out, but it's just going to be like, ugh, all look shitty and everything. So, but the main reason is, like, this is fine for now, but when you fill in a section of tapes all the way across, then you have to drop everything down below your CDs. But if you fill up another section of CDs, then you have to move your tapes again. And I'm really OCD with that, man. I like everything to be nice, neat, and organized, and I just think a tape shelf separately would be the way to go. And don't know where I'm going to put it. I mean, we're thinking about stacking it on top of the record shelf here, but I don't know yet. So it's just an idea brewing. But having everyone, every format having its own separate shelves is going to help keep everything organized and just have space everywhere, so I really don't have to worry about new shelves pretty much ever again. I mean, eventually, but not for a very long time. So, but yeah, that's basically it. These are the ideas I'd like to have done by 2021 at the latest. And yeah, I guess look for that coming up soon. Next video, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I was actually in here kind of looking at what I wanted to do before I started recording this video. So I went to a bunch of record stores recently and picked up a bunch of stuff, so we could talk about that, or it might just be like just some random thing I just pull off the shelf and that I haven't talked about yet. So next video coming up soon, it'll be something, I don't know yet, we'll figure that out. But yeah, those are my ideas going forward. Hopefully they work out, and we will get back to reviews next time. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you then, I guess.